We all know about the man, the myth, the legend of Santa Claus, the jolly old fellow who brings us toys and games to good little children all over the world. As the Christmas season is upon us, we will look upon the origins of Santa Claus and the man that he is based on, St. Nicholas. I'm Bill Scott, and I'm making Christmas history. The legendary character of Santa Claus is the amalgamation of various European folklore legends, as well as the very real St. Nicholas. St. Nicholas lived in the 4th century during the time of the Roman Empire and is known as the patron saint of many things, especially children. Though little is known about his historicity, and in most sources about him were written centuries after his death, the stories of his gift-giving and his philanthropy have become legendary. He was born in Asia Minor, then Greek but now modern-day Turkey, and became a bishop of his hometown of Myra. One of the stories about St. Nicholas being a protector of children was told after his death. On the St. Nicholas feast day, December 6th, a group of Arab pirates entered Myra, looted St. Nicholas's church, and kidnapped a small boy to make a slave for their king. The boy was named a cupbearer and daily brought wine to the king in a golden cup. After a year, the boy's parents would not celebrate the St. Nicholas feast day, but pray silently for their son's safety and well-being. As they prayed, St. Nicholas whisked the child away while performing his duties, took him back to Myra, and presented him to his parents, still holding the golden cup in his hands. He was also credited for rescuing 3 young girls from a life of prostitution and returning to life 3 children who were killed by a butcher, meaning to make them into hams. Over the centuries, Nicholas was venerated as a saint, especially in Catholic and Orthodox. Another part of this amalgamation was Father Christmas, a legendary English figure dating from the 16th century. Originally evoked to promote adult merrymaking, his image had adapted in Victorian times to include gift-giving for children. His personification varied, but was at one time alluded to the ghost of Christmas present in Charles Dickens' A Christmas Carol. Also influential in the development of Santa Claus was the Dutch Sinterklaas, who still gives gifts on the actual St. Nicholas feast day on December 6th. He himself is a descendant of St. Nicholas, merging his legend with the pre-Christian Nordic traditions of Odin. Santa Claus in America is an amalgamation of these earlier influences. His legend came to the American and Canadian shores in the late 18th century. The name Sinterklaas was anglicized to Santa Claus in 1809 by Washington Irving in his book A History of New York. The modern version of Santa dates to 1823 with Clement Clarke Moore's poem A Visit from St. Nicholas, usually referred to by its first line, "'Twas the night before Christmas." The image of a jolly old elf dressed in a fur coat with a white beard, round little belly that shook when he laughed like a bowl full of jelly, landing on the roof with a sleigh and 8 tiny reindeer with their iconic names, Dasher, Dancer, Prancer, Vixen, Comet, Cupid, Donner, and Blitzen, was largely either created or adapted by Moore from either Irving, Father Christmas, or Sinterklaas. In 1939, the 9th reindeer, Rudolph, was conceived in the children's book and then solidified in Gene Autry's song 10 years later. Some of the earliest physical descriptions of Santa Claus were brought by German-American illustrator Thomas Nast, who wrote for Harper's Weekly. The current version of Santa Claus was greatly influenced by the power of commerce, with the Coca-Cola company using him in advertising starting in the 1930s. This led to the untrue notion that Santa was invented by Coca-Cola, dressing him in red and white to match their colors. Pepsi-Cola subsequently used him in their advertising as well. Santa has been depicted in many movies, television shows, and songs over the years, one of my favorites being A Charlie Brown Christmas from 1965. There are also many places named for the guy, including cities in Georgia, Arizona, Indiana, Idaho, and there's even the Mount Santa Claus in Kyrgyzstan. In the 2020s, his legend is as alive as ever. Children still write letters, though probably many of them email nowadays, giving them their wish lists. They also go visit him at malls and sit on his lap like they used to do when I was a kid. Children are trying to be good, or at least good enough, for Santa to leave the North Pole on Christmas Eve, land on the roof, come down the chimney, fill their stockings, leave gifts under the tree, and eat the cookies and milk left for him, and also give carrots to the reindeer. He's making his list, he's checking it twice, He's going to find out who's naughty or nice, and it seems he will be doing this for a long time to come. Thank you so much for making history with me again this week. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. The more people who like, comment, and subscribe, then the more videos I can make for your enjoyment. Also, remember to follow me on TikTok. My handle there is History Minute Bill Scott. I have more frequent and shorter videos over there for your enjoyment. Next week, we will be talking about Christmas trees and their place in history. Again, thank you for watching Making History with Bill Scott. Now go make some history of your own today.